Coming up on the Met Report. Fall is officially here, and so is the flu. We'll tell you where you can go to get vaccinated.
Don't know what Proposition 112 is? Find out more on how it will affect you. 720 seconds is how long it took for this thief to get away. Find out what he took. Up next.
The Nuggets had their first game of the season on Wednesday at the Staples Center. The Met Report starts now.
Thank you for joining us this week on the Met Report. I'm Daniel Bradley.
And I'm Peyton McGoy.
A thief broke into a housing facility last Saturday and was able to get away with stripping parts from bikes in a very strange way.
An unidentified man broke into the Auraria Student Loft's bike storage and allegedly stole over $1,100 worth of bike parts from students. The man was able to shimmy around the facility's locked fence and proceeded to steal bike parts from 5 different students. The man then fastened the parts into a new bike and used it to escape the scene. A source tells the Met Report the robbery only took 12 minutes and the thief broke in during the evening, a period of time after the staff had gone home, but before the building's security had arrived at the dorms. The thief is a thin, Caucasian male with dark brown hair and a small tattoo under his left eye. The students affected filed police reports, but the perpetrator has not been caught. I'm standing where the incident took place. A source tells the Met Report that the robber brought bolt cutters with him, but instead was able to squeeze through this fence. The Auraria Student Loft houses over 400 students, and about 30 of them keep equipment in this garage. Management has promised to up security to stop any future robberies. With the Met Report, I'm Hunter Oswald.
Flu season is back in full force, so I just wanted to remind my fellow road runners to get vaccinated. Check out where I went to get my free flu shot.
The influenza virus is most common during the fall and winter months here in the United States. However, flu activity usually peaks between December and February. But don't worry, road runners, because the health center at Auraria has got you covered. The center offered 2 free flu shot clinics this week to all students, teachers, and administrators on campus.
I heard about it through actually my email. They're telling us where we had to go. So I couldn't go yesterday, decided to go today.
It's best to get vaccinated before flu season starts, as it takes about 2 weeks for the antibodies to develop to fight the flu.
I think it's definitely important to get your flu shot, especially around this year. Heard it's supposed to be pretty bad, so definitely get it.
And it's a bad one this year, as symptoms this season include fever, cough, sore throat, running or stuffy nose, body and headaches, and fatigue.
It's super important because even if you don't get sick or anything like that, it's good to help prevent others from getting sick, and that's basically the main reason. Keep healthy.
And if you didn't get your free flu shot yet, you'll get one more chance next week.
The next free flu shot clinic is on Wednesday the 24th from 3 to 6 at the Plaza building, so come on in and get a free flu shot.
I even got the chance to get my free flu shot today at the Cherry Creek building on campus. It took less than 10 minutes to fill out the paperwork, and it didn't even hurt. And don't forget, vaccinating is the best way to prevent the flu, but practicing healthy habits such as covering your coughs and washing your hands can go a long way. This is Alina H with the Met Report.
You know, I haven't gotten a flu shot in a while.
Me either, and I've been feeling a little bit under the weather.
Oh geez, well Jaya, then tell us what it looks like this week.
Of course, and no worries about the weather. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend. And current conditions over Denver right now is 65 with humidity of 20%. And 67 and sunny will be our high. For your day planner today, at 5 p.m. we'll be at 63 degrees, and later at 9 p.m. we'll climb on down to 48, relatively nice throughout the whole entire day. And 37 degrees will be your low tonight with clear skies. Speaking of weather, seasonal temperatures are here to stay, and so is the photo of the week. Back to Daniel.
An award-winning composer visited campus and gave a pre-concert lecture before putting on an interactive live show later that evening. Austin Wintory, the award-winning composer of several video games alongside the 5th Housing Ensemble, visited MSU Denver October 18th as part of the music department's Visiting Artist series early in the day. Wintory gave a pre-concert lecture to the students about the complexities of composing and live performance.
Cold calling, reaching out to people, going to events, ingratiating yourself to the industry, and letting those opportunities kind of organically emerge where someone says, hey, I'd love to check out your music, and then I'll send them a read.
This week, the Aurora Sustainability Program visited Alpine Recycling to see where all of our campus recycling occurs.
Going to the meeting yesterday, our team, we learned a lot. We brought a lot of questions. One of the things that we learned was that the entire city of Denver, their entire waste stream goes to Alpine Waste. And why we went to Alpine Waste was to show people where their waste goes once they're done with it. Everybody has an idea of where it comes from and where it goes, but once you see it, then you begin to understand. So the Auraria Sustainable Campus Program is a student fee funded program where $5 of student fees go towards our program, and we work on sustainability projects across the entire campus. So if you see bike lanes on campus, bike parking, solar panels, community gardens, anything that has to do with sustainability, we have something to do with it. Every step of the way, technology is used to divert some form of recyclable material, whether it's strategically shooting bits of air to push an item out of the way, or use an arm to suction cup another item out of the way. My favorite part of the trip was finding out that there is a machine out there that can remove polyethylene lining from cups. And that is a big deal because it's a plastic lining that is in a majority of all coffee cups, and it keeps it from being recycled or composted. However, with the state-of-the-art technology that Alpine Waste has, they are able to remove that film and recycle it properly. They have a representative from China who inspects all the recycling that leaves the facility and is shipped to China in order to meet the very strict policies that they have in place most recently. So on Wednesday, October 24th, we are holding a bicycle workshop from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in front of the library.
Coming up, we're picking up your poop. We got the scoop. This week, we followed the Auraria Sustainability Program on their visit to Alpine Waste.
Ballerina.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
Biker gyms, brother.
At Metropolitan State University at Denver, our mission is to provide high-quality, accessible education that prepares our students for successful careers, postgraduate education, and lifelong learning in a global and technological society. Our values of diversity, access, and community help us provide opportunities for our students from all over the globe. In fact, we've just been named a diversity champion by Insight into Diversity magazine for 2016. Because at MSU Denver, we believe in transforming lives.
Met Radio on mymetmedia.com.
Stand on the edge of the train station platform. Drive around the boom, gets at a level crossing. Run across the tracks between the platforms.
dumb ways to die. Don't let it be around buses and trains. Be safe around buses and trains. A message from RTD.
So many dumb ways to die.
One of the scariest things this Halloween season is people not picking up after their dog. Our reporter, Jaya Eskandari, has more on this duty-filled story.
Strict pooper-scooper laws in Colorado are fining residents for not picking up after their dogs. I have some tips to help remind you what to do when your furry friend goes number 2.
Utilizing the designated baggie stations located around parks can help keep the area clean. If at any time the stations are empty, you can reuse grocery bags as a substitution. Carrying extra bags in your pocket or attaching the bags onto the leash will serve as a reminder to pick up after your pooch. Let's say the stations are out of bags and you don't have any on you. Mark the place of duty with a stick or leaves so you can come back to pick it up once you have a bag in your possession. It's important to pick up after your dog because the feces contains bacteria which can be very dangerous to others. When it rains, dog droppings can wash into other people's lawns where children play and where other dogs come into contact with it. Violations for failure to pick up after your dog starts at $50 per animal, and it increases after multiple violations. If we make an effort in cleaning up after our dogs, we're not only keeping parks clean, but we're also keeping our wallets shut. For the Met Report, Jaya Eskandari.
The cost of producing solar energy is at an all-time low and continues to decline. New research from Lazard, a financial advisory and asset management firm, reports the cost of solar energy is steadily declining. A megawatt hour of electricity now costs around $50. This is down 86% since 2009. In comparison, coal is $102. Although solar energy is becoming an even more viable resource, it presently accounts for only 2% of the U.S. electrical need. Challenges like weather and battery storage prevent solar energy from being more widespread. The launch of a rocket bound for the International Space Station nearly ended in disaster when 2 crew members made a ballistic descent back down to Earth. It was a close call for the American astronaut Nick Hogg and Russian cosmonaut Alexei Ovechkin on board the Soyuz rocket as it malfunctioned about 90 seconds into launch. The two men headed for the International Space Station encountered an anomaly and had to use an emergency ejection system. A capsule detached from a rocket from a ballistic descent. Luckily, both men made it back unharmed.
Last week, he talked about Amendment 74. This week, Brendan Minchef is back to discuss the Proposition 112, perhaps the most hotly debated issue on this November's ballot.
Hotly debated is right. The opposition, Protect Colorado, has spent over $14 million campaigning against Proposition 112, while the proponents, Colorado Rising, have spent only $1 million. Now, one of the reasons for this is that the oil and gas industry is incredibly nervous about the idea of having less land to drill and frack on. And as we all know, oil and gas drilling is a huge part of the Colorado economy. Currently, Colorado statute mandates that oil and gas sites be no less than 1,000 feet from high occupancy buildings like schools, 500 feet from homes, and a mere 350 feet from playgrounds. Prop 112 would change the law to make all new oil and gas sites at least 2,500 feet away from houses, schools, playgrounds, and any other areas designated as vulnerable, such as rivers and hospitals, by the state and local government. Now, this law would not affect current sites. The Colorado Oil and Gas Conservation Commission estimates about 85% of non-federally owned land in Colorado would become off-limits to oil and gas companies. According to COGCC, oil and gas development generated about $10.9 billion worth of money last year for the state. Over the last 5 years, Colorado collected $400 to $265 million of severance tax from the oil and gas industry. Last year alone, local governments and school districts received about $500 million in income tax from the industry. If Prop 112 were to pass, we are unlikely to see an immediate impact financially. In the future, we could see a decline in severance and property tax money once current sites dry up. However, exact fiscal losses are unknown and can't be estimated. On the other side, we aren't 100% sure what health hazards living near drilling and fracking sites pose. According to the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment, they have received reports of health effects such as difficulty breathing and headaches from residents that live near oil and gas sites. Additionally, proponents argue that some people are hesitant to buy or rent homes in certain areas because of the possibility of a drilling or fracking site going up near that house. Proposition 112 is tricky because there are certainly going to be people out there that are concerned about health risks, but are also concerned about a potential economic decline. For some people, voting yes or no may come down to whether or not you are currently at risk of being affected by oil and gas drilling. For the Met Report, I'm Brendan Menchef.
This week, an announcement was made pushing for Mark Zuckerberg's removal as chairman of Facebook's board. The investors backing the proposal to out Zuckerberg have associations with several public funds with shareholdings in Facebook and its sub-brands such as Instagram and WhatsApp. The proposal is set to be voted on at the company's annual shareholder meeting in 2019, but the proposal likely will remain symbolic and won't result in a change of leadership in Facebook's hierarchy. Zuckerberg, the creator of Facebook, currently holds absolute control over the board. The 11th annual Arts Week is coming in a few weeks, and we at the Met Report are excited for the upcoming festivities. This year, Denver Arts Week will be from November 2nd to the 10th. This 9-day celebration of all things art in the Mile High City will feature more than 300 events at the variety of arts galleries, museums, theaters, and concert halls. Many events will be heavily discounted. Arts also include the Denver Film Festival celebrating its 41st year. For more information or purchase tickets, please visit denver.org.
One of the most haunted cities, tucked away in the mountains, puts on their 10th annual Creepy Crawl. The Gilpin Historical Society has put up this event for the past 10 years to tell tourists their history, but not just any history, the history and creepy, scary history. Take tours through the Central City's oldest buildings and see live enactments of murders, hauntings, and ghost tales, as well as many more gruesome tales from the Central City's past. The last tour is this Friday, this weekend, and it lasts until Saturday from 6 to 9 p.m.
Hi, I'm Jaya back with the Met Report. I'm going to go through the next few days of weather with you. Throughout the weekend, we have relatively beautiful weather, clear skies throughout Saturday into Sunday, and even into Wednesday. And your forecast temperature is 57 over Denver and 62 in Littleton. Again, those temperatures are going to stay around the same. We're going to climb on down to 45 at Friday at 10:50 p.m. And through Saturday, we'll be at 53 and 64 Saturday evening. Tomorrow, your high will be 67 and sunny. And your 7-day forecast. Sunday will be at 73 degrees with a low of 42. And your coolest day will be Wednesday with a high of 62 and a low of 41. And this is our photo of the week from our very own Nathaniel Ortega. As you can tell, it's gorgeous outside here in Denver. If you have any cool photos you'd like to send us, hit us up on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at the Met Report.
It's fine that other people like you. It's more important that you like yourself. And I'm comfortable with every part of me. Meals on Wheels coming to my door as someone who's housebound assures me that I'm not forgotten. They care that I'm okay. My name is Asha Ida Bell. America, let's do lunch.
Drop off a hot meal and say hello. Volunteer by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
Thanks for joining us on the Met Report.
Bienvenidos a su noticiero TV Met.
Thanks for joining me here on Student Corner.
It's the Nightly Met.
And welcome to MSU Denver Last.
Why are you reading that trash? Read the Metrosphere. Metrosphere is a magazine that highlights art, literature, and culture on the Rayer campus and the surrounding Denver area, created by journalism students while featuring work from English, art, journalism, and design students.
Good morning, everyone. This is Emet. I'm Dominique M, letting you know what is happening this week in entertainment. Every Monday, the music department hosts its student recital where music majors get to perform their composition pieces in front of their classmates. They use Denver campus to showcase their skills over the semester. Every student, whether they are a performance or composition major, must perform their music pieces using instruments or not to execute their work.
I am a performance major, but I have performed composition majors pieces.
They're original pieces. They perform already existing classical works, essentially. So our performance majors and our staff and faculty here perform pieces that already exist. We do have composition majors who write their own pieces and are required to have them performed at some point in the semester. So you will get to hear original music on occasion.
This week, the students were performance majors who would play their fellow classmates' composition pieces that they made on their own.
Originally, it was kind of nerve-wracking coming out here and performing in front of a large group of people that you may know some, you may not know some of them. But after a few years of doing it, the performance jitter is going to kind of go away, and it's more exciting than anything because it's doing what I'm passionate about and what I've been working on. And it's a chance to show something off that I love.
Come and watch MSU Denver students display their music abilities and talents.
I get to see my peers perform, and I get to see just how they handle this type of environment. It's really educational for me.
I haven't written any lyrics. I have started writing some instrumental pieces. Nothing's been finalized, nothing's been performed. Just works in progress, but it's definitely something I've been, kind of a passion project just on the side when I have time.
It's different because when you perform like a already made classical piece, you already kind of know where it's going. But then when it's a composition, it's a new idea, so it takes a little longer to get through. But it's fun, it's super fun.
This is Dominique M reporting. It seems that these star-crossed lovers are over, as it was reported Sunday morning. Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson have officially ended their engagement after only 5 months together. These stars started their whirlwind romance after Ariana broke up with the deceased singer Mike Miller and Pete broke up with Casey Davis this past week. Even though one love story has ended, another pop star is expected to be going down the aisle herself. It has been reported by E! Online News that since Monday, October 15th, Lady Gaga is officially engaged to Christian Cardle after only 1 year of dating. Halloween is right around the corner, so join us for a scare as Jamie Lee Curtis returns to her first starring role 40 years after later. Appearing as Laura Sterner in the Halloween movie franchise, Halloween premieres this week on October 19th. The movie has managed to create one of the biggest villains of all time, Mike Myers, who returns to wreak havoc in his old town, and it's up to Laura Sterner to stop him.
The Met Report has the latest on volleyball, men's and women's soccer, and so much more. Tune in every Friday at 12:30 on Comcast Channel 58 and Campus Channel 20.
Battling with it,
still with it, trying to loft it into the left side. Baez coming in quick. Mooney loses it for a second, but does grab it at the end of it all. Baez making life difficult. Although they do have a goal already on the board. And that shot from way out and tapped down there by Torres to put that one away. Playing well there. Now the counterattack here, but great job there by Brooklyn Mooney. Give it a go. And trying to muscle her way through to get to that ball, but in.
The men's soccer team took their 4-game winning streak up against the 9th-ranked team in the nation. In the Colorado School of Mines, the Roadrunners broke the seal on this match in the 40th minute in the first half.
Amelial taking a couple steps in and into the back of the net past Johnson. The Roadrunners take a 1-0 lead here on the 9th-ranked team in all of the nation. How about that?
It was Brian Amelial's 4th goal of the season.
The volleyball team continued RMAC play this week and first took on New Mexico Highlands at the Auraria Event Center. The Roadrunners offense was on point on Friday night, hitting a season-high .355 for the match. Senior Taylor Duryea led the way, racking up a game-high 12 kills, while also recording 8 digs and hitting on 3 service aces. It was a 3-0 win for the
There's something they didn't have. Here's Shea. Sweet Lou from 30 feet, bingo! 15-13 game. Coach Warren liked that one. Darting to the basket through the paint.
I watched him a lot in high school, and he was, the #1 prospect in high school. But he has a lot to prove coming back from his injury. So I really want to see that happen.
Wow, I'm just so excited for this volleyball game tonight. Are you guys going?
I'm planning on it.
Now that you mention it, I'll have to go.
Awesome, I guess I'll see you there.
This is all the time we have today on the Met Report. Don't forget to tune in every Friday on Comcast Channel 58 and Campus Channel 20.
Also, make sure to check us out on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and at MyMetMedia to see you next week.